we are live. We are inside your ladies' night. We have a very hot topic tonight. Yes, sexual fantasies. So, ladies, tonight you have to, share what your sexual fantasies are. Guys, jump in. Let us know if you like how, the fantasy song. Then, if you are willing to make those fantasies come true. Yes. So what we have to the top of the list, people. So we have some ladies, smexy ladies, and some persons talk about, threesomes and all of these things. So we just, want to know what are some of your. We know that normally that's the men. They always want they for the threesomes all the time. So let's hear from you, ladies. Is that something that is on your list of fantasies or just not? Abby. Sorry, Abby. Abby, have you ever fantasized of having, about a threesome, having a threesome?
No. The bondage, yeah, dominatrix, yeah, but I don't know if I had the courage to do it. But yeah, I fantasize wrong that side, yeah. No threesome, no orgy, no grouping thing.
You never fantasized about that. Have you ever thought about it, but not too deep that it was a fantasy? Have you ever thought, like, I wonder how a threesome will be?
I've heard about it through stories and other people experience, and it didn't really go down good with me. I was more grossed out than thinking, oh, I might like to try that,
All right.
It's too much going on, I should say. Too much going on.
All right, Sonali, what about you?
When I was young and dumb, I've thought of it. No, and essentially, when I was young and dumb, I've thought of it, but now, no. And on top of it too, like Abby, I've heard like close friends, well, I don't even call them friends, close acquaintances, okay, now the proper title, that, and I was surprised because these are acquaintances who are like really, really young, literally now 20, 21 and all kind of thing, and they have spoken about it, and I was like, woo, okay, I gotta watch you a little different. So, and not to say that it was gross up, but I was like, okay, give jacket and respect everybody's choices, but like, I gotta watch you different. Like, oh, okay, you're on your own there. That's something I would not put that in any of my fantasies, none.
Okay, so for the ladies here right now tonight, so far, threesomes have not been on their list of fantasy. Now, I met persons who said, that they would actually like to try it. It's actually one of their fantasies. I think, well, with age, everybody wants to try something different. Some people, it just might be ladies, might be something on a bucket list. Just maybe to try once in a lifetime. Some people just do it to see what it will be like, and it's a first and a last for them. Because remember, a fantasy, you don't have to carry it out, right? Because it's really just a fantasy. So, Abby, Miss Bondage Lady, what are some of the... So, tell us more, like, what you really fantasize about. Now this...
I first got interested when I saw it on CSI, where they had the crime scene around that kind of, and I didn't the way they dress, it kind of appealed to me. And I mean, it's not really based on sex. It's just based on more lightly torture. So that kind of like, I don't mind doing that. you know?
CSI. Imagine CSI jumping this whole thing. So
You
now
lost
you
my
start to
family
get
when they're
worried
Abby.
there.
Yeah, like where you going with this? But when it was you explained for it, I was like, oh.
Yeah, you just had an episode on CSI where the crime was based on that, you know, in a brothel or whatever they call it. And yeah, the way how they dress, because she was more explaining her profession is not all about that. It's about different, you know, people like have different fetishes and stuff, and that's what kind of like, oh, I don't mind doing that. Yeah.
Right.
That's how I get
Causing
interested.
pain. Or do you want to inflict the pain, or do you want someone to inflict the pain on you? Which way?
No,
Exactly.
I doing the pain inflicting, and nobody. Woman is go through enough hell.
You're a tough,
you know.
So let us just say good night, Andy. So before we move forward, we saw that Andy, you know, we are back to regular schedule programming, right? First lady was, you know, mentioned, right? Just need to put that out there. Yes, so Abby is saying that she would like to inflict the pain. So let us know, Abby, what objects will you be using to inflict this pain?
Wow, there's a plethora of equipments available, you know. Nothing that will, you know, cause bruising or anything, but just little light touches, a whip, a stick, something, whatever available, but nothing to damage or bruise, you know.
Nothing to damage or bruise. But I think, you know, you have to know the, you know, technique in using whatever it is you want to use so it wouldn't cause any bruising. Because, I mean, if you use the whip, you may cause bruising, it may not cause bruising. So I think that there will be a technique in using, you know,
there would
the whips.
There would be.
Some persons may say, well, here, well, let's go into a cage with a pole. And like, you know, I don't know, I just thinking some people you know, go to the extreme with like having the person on a leash, you know. Are you going all? You ain't doing that.
I'm with that too, having them on a leash. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. You know.
So now,
I wouldn't know how at that point in time, but just fantasizing about it feels good. But I don't know if I could, you know, actually get into it, you know. Yeah.
For me, something like that, I will be on the receiving end. I know myself too well. The moment I start with inflicting pain on people, there's a switch for me. I know myself too well, and I will carry that pain I will carry that pain level to something that's very dangerous, and I wouldn't want to do that. So I'd rather be on the receiving end. And on top of it too, I have my pain limits. I have certain things to cause pain that I don't think I could handle or would be able to just go into just so.
Yeah.
Something like that you have to ease a person into. You have to know the person you're doing this with, and you have to trust them first and foremost.
Yeah, that's the first thing.
But for
you really have to trust.
I'd rather be on the receiving end.
Yeah. Same with me. I will prefer to be on the receiving end. I think there are certain times where I may, depending on what it is, my threshold for pain is higher. I would say there's good pain and bad pain, right? So once the pain is comfortable, giving you that real sexual stimulation that you're looking for, that's all well and good. That you feel like you're gonna lose your breath now. So that's all well and good. But if it feels like I'm going to die for no reason, then no. But yes, definitely on the receiving end. I mean, some people like that adrenaline rush. You know, when I don't even want to say cloud nine. It's above cloud nine feeling. That's that's what, yeah, above cloud nine. Have you ever had that experience, Abby, above cloud nine?
Probably.
I feel like if I'm on cloud nine, no, but it's above cloud nine.
I mean, with the lack of education around that, probably I have, but thinking about it now, as Sonali saying, young and dumb in it, so maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know. All right, so Abby will like to inflict the pain. Sonali will prefer to be on the receiving end. I will prefer to be on the receiving end. If I get into anything like that. So what is something else on the list of fantasies? So Sonali, throw out one.
Well, I was promised once stuff with candles and candle wax. So yeah, I do fantasize about that. I was promised that once. So just patiently waiting, like a little child. I'm patiently waiting. It will happen sooner or later, but I'll be good and wait.
Okay. Right.
Okay. I know about that. Same things.
I will assume that you start off nice and gently. As a child, I'm pretty sure Abby, you may have played with, a candle and the wax while it's melting. It doesn't hurt.
Yes.
If you did that as a child, I don't think that it will hurt. If you drop the candle and the flame very close to his skin, that heat, you will feel it. But the moment you hold it above at a height, I assume, and on the back, right, maybe the leg. I would like to honestly feel how that will feel on the nipple, honestly. But I would like to experience that, and I do fantasize about that.
All right.
Okay. So Andy is saying that's unfair. We men need to inflict some pleasurable pain too. So Abby, Andy is saying that the men should be allowed to inflict some pleasurable pain, right? I think yes, because I think it have men who like women who take charge, and then of course there will be men who will like the opportunity to take that charge, right? So it all depends on the person you're with. So if it is Abby, you're really looking for a man who don't really want to inflict the pain, but he will like you to inflict the pain upon him, then you need that guy. You have to really know what the person wants. Yeah. Because then it might have a little conflict in a sexual relationship,
Yeah, after he's untied, then yeah, it may have some conflict. I don't know about that, but okay.
All right, another a fantasy will be for me blindfolded and cuffed. Hey, look, Trevor G. Good night, Trevor G. So you're just watching. So we are speaking about sexual fantasies tonight, right? So I realize the men coming inside to hear what ladies have to say. So ladies, make sure to drop in the comment section what it is you fantasize about. What are some of your fantasies? Right? So, yes, to be blindfolded and cuffed at the same time. Right? Yeah. I fantasize about that.
Interesting.
That one is nice. It has a different experience.
This one is a bit worrying, but okay. I would rather be the one doing the blindfolding, and I would use some like honey and syrup and
fair
stuff.
Talking, Abby. That what you're saying there is fair. Remember, you have to have trust. It's not that they're just gonna suddenly come behind you and grab you and power blindfold over you and tie your hands together or cuff it together or something. It's a fear that you have, but it's actually a really nice experience too. It really is. Even when it is sudden, I should say, maybe a piece in like from the foreplay into it, maybe once you're comfortable enough and it happens, you get interested and you get intrigued, like really, really intrigued as to where does this go, where it's going to. So you may
Probably
like it.
it is a
Once you get over the fear and you're comfortable enough, you would like it. And once your partner know what they're doing too.
I know
That's
about
important.
that.
Once the other person knows what they're doing. And they say in handcuff, it goes both ways. So Abby, who only on the given end?
Hey.
Lion is saying he's going to grab and handcuff.
Yeah, I mean, I could get me a pair or two, but no. I think
So,
I
Abby,
have
what
to, what? Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what is something else that you fantasize about? Something else that, you know, on your list?
Watching them squirm, but in a nice, pleasurable way. So like I said, with the honey and the syrup and stuff, and lay them out on the table and just drizzle and just, you know, use your tongue a bit and watch them wiggle their toes and try to fight to, you know, control their emotions, knowing that they can't do nothing unless all has been cleaned. So watching them wiggle and squirm a bit, that would be nice. Knowing that they can't even get up and touch or, you know, just
so that means that they have them in bondage then.
That would be preferable because they will get up and, you know.
Well, yeah.
Bondage, yes. And watch them squirm.
So Abby fantasizes a lot about bondage. So Sonali, what's next on your list?
That I'm interested in now, watch them squirm and wiggle and can't take it no more and It's a bit evil, innit?
Yeah, because you're only giving. All you're doing is giving.
I don't mind giving. I like when I'm saying I'm the server. Here now, we will have conflict definitely. And somebody will end up with a black.
Abby and some handcuffs.
You're a protester, Abby. You're a protester. But for me, what else would I fantasize about? You see, I don't really stop and fantasize about things. Like if something pops in and it intrigues me, I would think about it, and then once I receive it, it's out. But something I do think about sometimes, I don't know if it's maybe a fantasy or a fetish, because I kind of had an experience of it. Sex in public. I would say
damn. Really?
Yeah, I had a little taste of it, you know, and it's like, ooh, and the possibility
like in the bathroom. Ew.
Oh, I would love that. I would love to join the Mile High Club. Yes, that for sure. I would say that for sure. The Mile High Club, and maybe a chance at a public bathroom, a clean public bathroom. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll say yeah.
I think that happens a lot over here, so it's not.
Was that the public bathrooms?
Yeah. It happens a lot over here.
In Manhattan too, that happens a lot. Especially when you go to certain places, like especially the bars and stuff, and it's like you just happen to see these two come out together, but it's both guys, both girls, girl and guy, you know, they have this look on their face, and it's like, when I was younger, I didn't fully understood, but now, yeah, I kind of understand because of it. But I want to achieve the Mile High Club first. I want to. You can't put me out the plane, so what's the most you could do? Tell me, take my seat. So, come on. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
I'll try that.
All right. One thing's I ain't flight. Interesting.
I ain't flying the plane, so you don't have to worry.
Abby is just all the time she's saying she's not for anything public. Nowhere that's not private enough. She might use a hotel room, but not the bathroom, not the not a savannah, not the beach.
I think I've saw a couple on the beach before. It was night, but you could see their silhouette, and it wasn't looking too pleasable. You know, I think I saw it happen, and I was like, it will have all kind of sea salt and sand and stuff getting all in there, and I was like, no. No, that
some people like. Some people, I don't know. Some people like the idea of that just because it's public, just because, you know, it gives them a rush. What it is as
oh my.
Ew. How is that possible?
Actually, that is very possible, Abby. That is very possible, because if you could start off in a maxi from secondary school, a PTSD bus has far more room, even the old ones. The only disadvantage is that in the back, the seats are high, so everyone sees. That's the only thing.
Damn.
But okay, Lion, I hope I wasn't, in any of them seats that you wasn't, like, bruh. DNA all over the bus, because they don't clean them.
Ew.
Like, bruh.
No.
The buses are already tricky place. Yes, we know it's possible, but it's very it could be maybe tricky. I don't know.
I don't think it may be tricky, a bus, a maxi, I don't think it will really be that tricky, because for me from secondary
but
school,
it depends on what you're doing.
Well, yeah, I guess it depends on what you're doing, but I don't think it will really be tricky, because if it is in a bus where everybody is either falling asleep on themselves, reading a book, or just blatantly don't pay attention whatsoever, if you just happen to be in that environment, you get through. But if it is like everybody paying attention, or best way of putting it, the all-stop buses and them, everybody's going to be paying attention. If it's a non-stop, straight up out of Spain, like our Lion said, I guess he could have gotten away with it pretty easily, actually. I will guess so. Maxis too, like if it's a maxi that carrying children home and the driver not even paying attention, he just know everybody going in a certain... Wow, you was on the high seas. Okay, Lion, okay. You could get away with it. Because I have seen school children do a lot in maxis when I was going to school and going home. Yeah. And sometimes
I can see oral happening. Well, the maxis are definitely overloaded.
I've seen orals. I have seen fill-ups. Fill-ups is the number one, I guess, you start off with.
Well, definitely.
And then the maxis that overloaded that want to carry everybody on one trip, and you have people sitting on top of people.
Well, that's the only other way. In an overloaded maxi.
Yeah, I guess that's how they will get through. Because I've seen
it. Yeah, to me, in the bus, sitting down on somebody's lap in the bus is kind of like, I mean, yeah, people might fall asleep, but if somebody's on the other side, it will be, I mean, they have to be real non-observant not to realize, okay, why is this person sitting on this other person's lap? So, something definitely going on. That's just in my head, right? But if it is oral or a fingering or something, they might be able to get away with something like that on a bus. But of course, we know the maxis that overload with the secondary school people. We know anything could go down inside there. I mean, it could have a full orgy going on. So we know that is like definitely possible. That is a yes to that. If
No, that
it's
is
just
true, Abby,
teenagers if it's just teenagers, they're gonna be they will have their condoms and everything because they know that is what they're inside there for.
Or
So
some
yes,
of them would trust the pull-out method. They ain't
well,
studying to
some
something
may.
that they heavy.
Yeah.
You screwing up your
mean-
face, but that is a normal thing for certain areas in Trinidad and Tobago. So that's
I
what
mean,
them
if
trying
it's
to
someone
understand,
who
I guess.
don't have a good game and I could keep quiet, then fine. But if the game is good, I don't think I can keep quiet. Hence the reason why I wouldn't even think about public. Just saying if the game is good.
You'll be doing a lot of screaming.
I know nobody screaming part, but but yeah, it will have some noise, and I wouldn't want to alert anyone's, to my attention. So no.
Right.
Public
Like,
is
is
out
this of
for me.
recent or like when you was maybe a young adult, a teenager or something? I would assume maybe a teenager because they didn't have the barriers up. They didn't have the barriers up until like now of recent. But okay, so Abby, what's your face?
All these things here. What's going on?
Really?
I have really been sheltered, boy. I am aware
No,
of
Abby,
these
is
stuff.
the ones who sheltered is the ones who just do the most. To me, I find the ones who are sheltered is do the most.
Well, Abby apparently didn't do the most.
No, I didn't.
Abby didn't do the most.
Sad to say. I mean,
I
look
don't
like
think
a
that
freak probably. Or talk a good game. But
But it just didn't do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did things that I never thought that I would have done. So I mean, like doing something in public is definitely a adrenaline rush, because and how long you're gonna go for. So yeah, it is. I didn't do the washroom thing because a lot of time down here the toilets are like nasty. So you really have to know where you're going in order to get a very clean washroom in order to do something like that. Yeah, you might think about it, but just the sense of going in and the sense and it's just
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you have to really know where you're going.
Don't tell it me. Don't tell it. Don't tell it.
But if you alcohol, in your brain and stuff, I don't think
drunk,
you wouldn't mind wherever. Yeah, you wouldn't mind. Damn.
I would like to try the skinny dip though. Yeah, I like to try it in the sea. Yeah.
In a pool?
Middle of the night.
Well,
Middle of
yeah,
the
a
night.
pool. Most definitely a pool, because
not in the sea. No.
No, remember, if you're being in night, it's going to have nobody. On a private beach.
Why you calling places
does always
that
have somebody.
told me as a child who went to? But then again, the whole assault must be to national cinema too. So let me don't even say anything.
I don't know. I mean, do you gag them? I mean, movie does be. I mean, the noise and stuff, yeah, but
The National Cinema had a balcony, so it's known for
all sorts of things.
the back of the theater and the balcony. So
very much popular.
And Linus,
Trini people are very
Trini people.
I only know about the bathrooms over here because we have interrupted a few people, in the heydays. So I know that does go on there often. But balcony and a bus and I don't know about that. Oh no.
Then what you can say, what about for the trains? You never bounce up somebody on the train?
More sucking their face off, yeah. You got a lot of that everywhere,
Well, yeah, but for New York, no, girl, no. The late trains and them, everybody, they will take a chance. The homeless people, the normal people, sucking off the face, but I guess the train...
Daylight, night, the buses and them, school rush, not school rush, you always get somebody. Always. You always see somebody doing it. It's kind of to me, kind of.
I'll be doing like no type of public display of affection.
I wouldn't mind holding your hand and swinging it and stuff, and probably wipe something off your cheek, Probably give you a little peck or two. I mean, that's fine. Pass my hand through your hair, watch you lovingly in the eye. I would do all of that in public, but you see all that drama.
Not the heat down the throat, anything. Yeah.
Oh my! And it was a part of that as well.
Yes, see.
10:30 p.m. and he put in the time. Well, yes. What is this? Late night movie.
Late night movie. I like to watch movies. I don't like to be disturbed. So we have a problem. Right.
But I'll be at a compromising. If the sideshow is better than the movie, wouldn't you mind watching the sideshow? When you mind being part of the sideshow?
Probably. If the cinema have about 5-6 people in it and they scatter where they ain't really paying no mind, then probably. But not a full cinema where you may get 1 or 2 row empty that you can. No way. No way. I don't know. Probably.
I think you have to know where to place yourself. If it is, you know what it is you do, as the saying goes. You have to know what to do it. You just when be in a spot where everybody gonna have full sight of you. You find a location, find seats that, conducive to that nobody ain't going to be, I need to get some good bite on her nose.
You leave my nose alone.
I'll be a dictator.
No. I mean, if it's somebody who knows what they're doing, then probably I might give in. Might, depending on the atmosphere and the I may give in. It depends, but I don't prefer that. So very unlikely. But you can try, but you might fail.
Well, we still have to get people tops for trying though. At least give them tops for trying.
Fair enough, yes. Yeah.
So what else is on the list of us? So we have bondage, we have public sexual acts, whether it's on a plane, in a boat, on a bus, or in a maxi, in a pool,
in the bushes,
right?
Behind the shrubs. No.
Yes, some people like that too. Like San Fernando Hill or something,
San Fernando Hill.
Yeah. A lot of couples go there. San Fernando Hill.
I don't know about that. I don't know. If you have, I think you want to do the people dates, you have to find somewhere comfortable. I like comfort. I know about the
strip poker. So don't bring up that. I remember getting in trouble. My whole Form 2 class got in trouble because some students decided to play strip roomie. And all the innocents who was not a part of it got in trouble. Why? Because we named classmates. Apparently we're supposed to snitch. So yeah, so, strip poker.
I think I've heard people doing that, but I've never witnessed it. And I don't know. I think it's just talk and rumor, but I've never heard anyone say they've done it in school.
Yeah, it have a lot of things that went down in school. Trust me.
Where was it?
I know some people.
In a meeting,
actually. Yeah, and it have times, right? It have times that I say, because some of these schools, it will have classes that wouldn't have anybody in it at a certain point in time for the day. Yep. So it's like either the teacher absent or that class just isn't occupied. And that's why we have a lot of dollar jams. Yeah, that's why we could have a lot of dollar jams. It could have people paying, people actually charging people to use our classroom to go and do what I have to do and come out. Yeah, they charge them if in order to use this room, no snitching, right?
And you're getting a lookout too. Yep.
Lookout as well.
Yes, lookout too. Security. Yeah, proper security.
I mean, you can't be
so
full of
I
know lookouts.
I know a lot of years. I remember one person in particular, she was like, hey, don't tell nobody, don't tell nobody. Yeah, she didn't want nobody to know. But I will always remember. But now she's happily, hopefully happily married with children. But I ain't gonna forget. Yeah.
Damn.
She's like in Form 1. Yeah.
1, 2, not even at least 3.
No, not 3.
They start from early. It has certain classrooms like you just happen to be walking down the hall, and if you see the door is closed or the louvers or something is closed, and they just have someone sitting on the bench close by, you already know that room is occupied. You know, like, all right, it's have people doing thing in there. So,
let me see the park bench. Which park is that, Andy? Andy said the park benches.
Again, comfort, people. Comfort. That is not comfort.
You don't know how comfortable the bench is? Did you try it?
It don't sound comfortable.
Abby, I could find a comfortable spot on a park bench. Thinking of it, I could find a comfortable spot on a park bench.
Probably position wise.
Yeah, once you know the position, you'll be fine.
There's so many possibilities with a park bench, Abby. Just think about it.
Well, as they say, what I meet you and pass you, so.
True. True.
Yeah, so I mean, probably. Good ideas, though.
You see? Ideas coming to you now. You see
I may come out of my shell I don't know, one of these days, who knows, and try something wild.
Abby will give in to Hulk. Andy, are you calling yourself Hulk there? Lion say just bend over on the bench.
Yes, Lion.
Well, stop it.
Human beings on a real weird scale. The Wade.
What's that?
No, but then
The Brave.
no.
Say the Brave. The Brave.
I
What
wouldn't,
I will say.
I would say I'm adventurous. I am adventurous.
Okay. I would, yes. Adventurous is the word. The park bench. The parks here closed. They have gate with lock and key. So, I mean, if you can climb over and get through, by all means. But I don't know. I ain't that adventurous.
Something I was gonna say, something just came to my mind, but it slipped there for a moment. I'll remember just now. Yeah, so people with sexual fantasies, right? What about adding a pole in the mix? Like, have you ever fantasized of having like a strip, one of those poles in a bedroom, maybe with mirrors around so you can see, like, you have this thing with seeing everything that's taking place. Maybe a mirror in the ceiling, just add some vibes. Like I say, just sit on my lap, that will be relaxing.
There's a bony lap now. It won't. You need some meat on them legs.
Oh Lord, hey Abby. I don't know, Nagel. I don't know.
All right. What about adding extra instruments? How big? How small? Electrocution. What about that?
All right, Abby, you going on a different side of the BDSM.
No, what I mean, they have
some people like toys.
Yeah.
And gadgets. Abby, you okay with the toys and gadgets?
Showed me. Yeah, I've got a little speaker, some toys, and I know that there are one for the men, battery operated, and it gives a little zap. Just a little zap to the woman. I think it works. I don't know. It was a bit strange when I first heard it. So but yeah, it have interesting toys. I haven't been in a toy shop in a long time. So I'm kind of, not familiar with what's new on the market now, but very interesting toys.
So Sonali, have you ever fantasized about adding toys to the mix?
Not really fantasize, because I've experienced it already, but I don't mind toys being in the mix. Honestly and truly. It have some toys I may not be so sure about, but I don't mind adding toys to the mix.
It depends on the toys.
Yeah, I would say it depends on the toys. I definitely would say that. But I would like to explore a toy shop. I've been so lucky. From here, we don't have those things. We just have a little store that's called either Dr. Raj or Wonderful World. And
there's actually one in Coover. I can't remember the name of it right now. I passed it along the way. There's one in Cooper. And there's also another store. They sell like clothes as well. If I remember, I will try to remember it and let you know. Yeah, but it is in Cooper. Yeah.
There's one contraption I would like to have experience with. One of them is the little egg.
Oh, the infamous egg. Oh.
Yeah.
Which one are you talking about? Like the normal kegel eggs or the vibrating eggs? Because I know...
No, not the vibrating ones. No.
Oh, just a normal
That's it.
Kegel egg.
Yeah, that's the normal one. Very small and
No,
delicate.
not egg. Sorry, Kegel balls. Sorry, the Kegel
The
balls.
balls. Well, yeah, it have it in different shapes and sizes. But I don't know. I just like how the egg shape, how it nice, small like a dove's egg. You know, it also help control their muscles. So,
well, that's the one thing that they say about it, that it helps in strengthening. But why? You can do the exercises. You don't have to insert. You don't really have to insert any.
I don't know if you remember a particular part of 50 Shades of Grey where she had one.
Yeah,
and
but
she went out to dinner and she had to keep it up. So I would like to be in, and not no public display kind of thing, but more like probably maybe the handcuff, probably, or something, and I would have to keep that up. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that.
So you're given to doing something like that, okay?
But that's true. But that's why I say you don't really have to, because if you're a person who are accustomed doing the exercises, once you develop a rhythm, you can actually bring yourself to an orgasm with that. You actually really could. Because it has like certain breathing exercises you do with it, and it's like, woohoo! Okay, cool.
I have to look into that.
I don't know, give it a try, but if you still want to do the eggs, still try the eggs, because it still comes beneficial anyhow, either way.
Yeah.
And you say it's the position. And to make it real comfortable, use my jacket, slam bam, thank you, mama. I know that slam bam, thank you, mama song at the end, but all right.
Wow.
Go, Abby.
Not a no backbench, I can tell you that. Jacket or no jacket.
Not on the backbench, Andy.
We
I'm
will
not going
see.
to that. Oh, no, she's. Oh, sorry, my bad. She will see. Yeah,
we
she
will
will
see.
see.
I don't know. Probably. Not.
Probably.
Just let us like try now, Abby. Just be a little adventurous. Let the vaps take you.
Yes. I will have to try to be a bit adventurous, yes. I agree.
You will have your periods of vaps. Just take a vaps and just be like, woo! Alright. Over and done. Knock it out, scratch it off the list. And then come back and report.
Come on and snitch on myself.
Well, is either you snitch on yourself or somebody else do.
Yeah.
Which one?
Nah, nobody else shouldn't. Nobody else shouldn't. That's why I like the privacy. I don't, some extra stuff might go on that I might even be comfortable with, but may still go along. I don't want nobody seeing that and reporting, Yeah. But, yeah. Adventurous it is. On my holiday.
Alright, so.
Well, Abby, what you can say is I get through. I tried something and I will get through. That's all. We don't need to know exactly what it is. Just say,
Okay.
I decided to be adventurous and it was real good. That's all. Yeah. You don't need to go into detail.
I go and be fast and ask exactly which one you tried. I'll let you know from now. I've been fast. I want to know. All right, you did so by so. All right, you enjoyed yourself.
So, what about on one of those rides?
On the what now?
Yeah, like in the Ferris wheels kind of stuff, those type of things. What about there?
No way, Jose. I don't like heights, so that ain't gonna go good with me. That'll be
a vibe. That definitely will be.
I mean, it sounds a bit interesting. I'm more thinking along the lines, where they have the glass bridge. So, I mean, you're on the bridge, but the bridge itself made out of glass. So even if you're on the floor, it's like you feel elevated still.
Oh.
Probably I don't mind doing that, but not on a Ferris wheel, no. Mechanical stuff mightn't work properly, so when I'm stuck up there, no. With fear, I might clench and lock it, like how them dogs lock it.
Yeah, football hobby, you pulling clench and lock. Only football just clench and lock, Abby.
Well, that's what I mean. With fear, you don't know what could happen. I could clench and lock and break it off. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, don't be afraid. Just be adventurous.
I don't mind maybe a Ferris wheel. Elevator. Yeah. I think a Ferris wheel could be our vibes. A Ferris wheel could be our vibes.
That's an elevator without a camera.
Sorry, I didn't think about the camera part.
You have to think about all those things, A little with or without a camera. Are you going to block the camera, do your thing, and then remove whatever, Because,
I really didn't think about the camera. That's...
Yeah.
Thank God for wearing masks right now. Amen. Hallelujah.
No, but if somebody really know you, and they say, ooh, this could make a nice post boy, and they say, but this looks like. Because depending on what they're going to do, you might have to pull down the mask now. So you have to know the position, no?
True. So true.
Yes, and also with all the adventures, let us not forget certain things.
And nosy people, no.
Everywhere have nosy people.
Yes,
that's one.
But this time we have nosy people who can record. I didn't even think of that. That's why I'm fine with my no public display. I think I would keep that in my book. This is my backyard, where then again it depends. Can if I could look through the window? So it's still iffy. Adventurous, yes, but I will be very cautious. Very cautious.
Then I might be the one throwing caution to the window.
Yeah. I think it all depends on who your partner is. You may just throw caution to the wind and you wouldn't even think. You wouldn't even really think. You'll just do. Really and truly. So, it was sexual fantasies tonight. Abby will make sure it have nothing left.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know, Abby. She will have to let you know what that is a little later on tonight. So it was nice, y'all. So we're gonna have Sweaty Sunday Jimmy edition tomorrow, and next week, we'll see what the topic will be, right? Because I know sometimes we like to make it hot, sometimes we like to be a little bit more serious. So we have to be balanced and mix it up a little bit. So we'll see what is coming on next Saturday, right? And this topic was nice. I realized that bondage was maybe one of the top things, and the sex in public, wherever that public place may be, whether it be public transport, whether it be a pool, a beach, a bench, or the cinema. But the good thing is lights are normally off in the cinema, so
actually I can't do
you just have to know.
Sadly,
well,
cinemas have cameras now, so it's no cinemas have cameras now. So thanks to the people like Andy and Lion of National Cinema, San Fernando. Thanks,
Wow.
Because earlier, cinema movie tongue have cameras. I think even see what is Caribbean Sea or whatever cinema they have cameras too now. So thanks earlier. I'll let the way. Just thanks earlier.
They want to make sure everything is clean and serene inside. So when people come and have a seat, then sit down and no, you know.
Yeah.
They including no people.
So it was nice. Maybe Abby gonna try something new someday, something public. We don't know, right? But maybe she just may try, and you don't know if you will like it. Yeah, probably. There's only one way to know.
Probably.
Only one way to know.
Only one way
Just
to
make
find
sure
out.
Yep. Just make sure the vibes is right. Don't be fearful, because when it is you are fearful, that is when you're gonna get caught. It's okay to have the adrenaline rush, but you know when you're thinking, oh, well, I'm gonna get caught, you're gonna get caught. So don't go with that mindset. Go with a positive mindset that it's gonna be like, gonna have a time of your life. That's what you're going with, and it's gonna be lit. You will be above cloud 9. That is the mentality. Not somebody might catch me or somebody might take me. Yeah, positive mindset. That's where it is. Yeah, that's where it is. So let's find out all those who will try their scenario. Will let us know when she gets her candle wax, and Abby will let us know when she try the bench. I don't know what I'm gonna try as yet, but I'll just let you know if I get through.
The handcuffs.
I'll say y'all. Yeah. I'll let you know if it is I get through. But we'll wait to hear when Abby gets through with her bench stuff.
Me with the bench.
Yes, the bench.
You have to
the
be
bench.
first.
The bench is for you.
I know about that, but okay.
The bench is for you, Abby.
Either the
and maybe Abby.
Or maybe the first wave. You have.
She has the upshot. Yep.